Browsing at twitter.github.io/bootstrap, we get to see the detailed website with all official resources for using the Bootstrap library. Here we can find a Get Started link where we can find a link to download Bootstrap. Once you download and extract the zip file, you get these three folders with code in CSS, images, and code in JavaScript. Let's create a simple HTML file for using these files organized in these three folders. This is the simplest code sample, the start, a basic code that includes a script element that refers jQuery, Bootstrap use jQuery, and a script element for using Bootstrap itself. The minimized version we can find within the JS folder over here. We also have a link element that refers a specific CSS file, within the CSS folder, and currently the sample is very basic. It doesn't have anything interesting. This element, by the way, is for specifying that we target a device with a screen. We want our web page to be scaled with this ratio, meaning that we don't want any zoom in or zoom out. And let's give it a try, see the output of this code sample. Well, as you can see, nothing special, but here comes the possibilities. For example, if you check components, then you can find explanations for using various components in your code. Let's take a look at, let's say, navigation bar. You want a navigation bar? No problem. Just take this code sample, copy it into your web page. You can adjust the texts. Let's say we want products, services. Let's stay with Now if I refresh the page, as you can see, we get a simple navigation bar, and so on. Lots of components we can use. You also have base CSS, starting CSS classes you can easily use in order to get a sleek design. For example, let's take a look at the possibilities where coding a table. We can get a very nice table using the CSS classes the Bootstrap already includes. Let's take a look at the simple class table. If I just copy paste this code sample and add my code, okay, we have a table row with name, table data, ID. Well, let's take th heading. And name, ID, let's say phone number. Now let's add some data. So we have table row with table data, time, ID, phone, and just to make it a bit more interesting, let's add a few more rows, different names. Numbers. Now let's take a look. Let's refresh the web page. As you can see, we received a very nice table, and if you go over the possibilities, then you can find a few more classes to use in order to get tables that look a bit different, and so on with the different elements, as you can find over here, etc.